Chatties. Welcome home for a Great American Chat, a podcast where we chat about great American media. I'm Chad Maurice, and it's welcome back, Cotter, for me because welcome back, Cricket.
Thank you, Chad. I'm so honored and blessed to be here yet again. Thank you.
How are you doing?
I am doing well. I have been very busy, but I am doing very well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
Like you, I've been keeping busy. Now, the last time you were here was back a few months ago in the spring. What have you been up to since then?
Oh, gosh. Man, it's been a whirlwind, let me tell you. So I think I mentioned, or maybe I thought about it last time we were on about possibly doing a podcast. And so I started one called Dishing with the DonoFans.
You sure did. Tell me what got you interested in doing that.
Well, I have to be honest. I saw a lot online, Rama, and really thought that I could do it. I wasn't sure. And then, of course, I talked to you as well at Rama Drama as well. And you had started your podcast, I think, right before, right? Rama Drama? Or was it after?
It was about 6 months before.
6 months before. Okay, that's what I thought. And then, some other people started them right before. And so I was like, if all these people can do this, why can't I? And I know you and I had talked about it, and you really were really encouraging me to do it. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and do one. Initially, I was going to do something a little different, but then after I talked to some of the fans and DonoFans and that, I decided to go ahead and do one that was kind of promoting Trevor. So, and as you know, I'm a big fan, huge fan. And so, yeah, that's why I decided to start the podcast. My sister also encouraged me. My sister Tammy, she's like, what's stopping you? Like, you can do this, you just have to believe in yourself. So, and I do believe in myself, but that was a big step. So, It's been an amazing experience. I still can't believe when I look back on it and, think that I started a podcast.
No, I put your logo there up on the screen. We can see Trevor Donovan's face.
Yes.
Tell me specifically what the podcast is all about. What
So
are the things you're going to be talking about?
Oh, sure. Basically, we are dishing with the DonoFans. So anything and everything about Trevor Donovan, we're going to talk about. And as you know, right now he is on Dancing with the Stars. So I have a lot of content that I create, and we actually have one that we do Instagram lives every week to kind of recap the dance, kind of recap what happened on the show, and just kind of get an idea of how the fans are feeling in a sense. And then we dish about it. So it's a lot of fun. Go ahead.
And speaking of content that you have been creating.
Chad, oh my gosh.
There you are in a Navy cheerleading uniform. This is awesome. Explain the background.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me all red now. I know I posted it, but you put me on the spot on this one.
Hey, you posted it on social media for the world.
I know, and you're right, I did. So what was your question? I'm sorry, I missed it.
I want to know the background of this story. You in this Navy cheerleading uniform.
Okay, so first of all, when I was in high school, I always was into gymnastics, when I was younger, and, my family didn't have a lot of money, so I never could take lessons or, go to any of the practices, because they cost money, and we just didn't have that. So I tried to learn everything on my own from my friends, and just practice. And I did for years. And I tried out for the cheerleading team. I think it was my freshman year. And everybody else was just so more advanced, and I didn't make it, and so I was really like frustrated and, kind of like down on myself because, I believed I could do it, but I wasn't given the opportunity, which was fine because, everybody that made the team, they were way better than I was anyway. So I was really happy that they made it, but I was a little sad inside because I didn't. And I had some good friends that were also on the team. So they were very encouraging, and I was glad that they made it. So anyway, fast forward 14 years, I'm actually over in Okinawa, Japan with the military as a civilian. working closely with the Naval Hospital in Okinawa, Japan. And I actually worked for the Armed Services YMCA there. And in doing so, I got to know a lot of the different people that worked in the hospital, as far as civilians and even the military members that worked there. And one of the girls, she worked in the hospital, and she was actually the coach for the cheerleading team. And she asked me if I wanted to do it. And I said, of course. I was like, are you kidding me? You guys have a cheerleading team? And she's like, yeah, we have a Army Navy game that we play every year on the island, she said. And we have a Navy team, and it's, civilian members and military members who want to join or whatever. And so I was like, that is the coolest thing ever. And I told her my story about not making it, back in the day. And she was just so like happy that I was so excited to be joining. So fast forward a little bit after that year, and I actually coached the cheerleading team for 2 years after she left even. So it was just an amazing opportunity. I tell people all the time, never give up on your dream of something, because you never know when that opportunity may arise. And I really feel like, things happen for a reason. And so I felt like that was something that was meant to happen. And it was such an amazing time. I made such good friends there. And to be able to wear a Navy cheerleading outfit, it was amazing. I was in the Navy, so it meant a lot to me.
And tell me the story behind this post. Tell me what it's all about.
So basically, all of the different podcasts decided that we were going to do a virtual pep rally. And on this virtual pep rally, we are going to, cheer on Trevor. So basically, this was my good luck poster. I was cheering him on. And since I was a cheerleader, I figured I'd go ahead and put this on here and say, go Team Trema. And basically it says, face your fear and believe in your dreams. Because like I said, you never know when your dream can come true. And then I put on there how, I didn't make it in high school, and how I made it 14 years later. And then I also have the Team Upstanders logo here, because I think it's very important that, young people understand that you may have a fear, or you may have a desire to do something, and somebody may push it down or not believe in you. And you can do it. You can absolutely do it. You can stand up to your fear, and you can face that fear, and your actions from that moment will determine your fate or your destiny. I truly believe in that. And so that was why I posted that post, to cheer on Trevor as a cheerleader, but not only that, but to cheer on these young people who might ultimately have to make a decision to stand up to bullying. So that's why I did that.
And you mentioned Trevor being on Dancing with the Stars, and his dancing partner is Emma. So you came up with the hashtag Trema, which is a combination of Trevor and Emma.
Well, I put on there, it's Trema time, on the very first post I ever did, I think, for Dancing with the Stars, besides the one when I kind of announced it. And then Tracy Crumbine actually ran with it. And so it just kind of stuck, and it took off. And, I didn't think anything would come of it, but it's not about taking the credit, even though it's really cool. But I think it's something off, and I'm so glad it did. Now it's like, it's out there, and that's who they are. So yeah.
So when people post about Trevor being on Dancing with the Stars, they have to make sure they use the hashtag Trema.
Correct.
Yes,
because that's Trema and Emma.
And then you said there's a new one that popped up, hashtag Cheer on Trevor, right?
Yes, that is for the virtual pep rally, to cheer on Trevor, to give him words of encouragement, to let him know that we stand behind him and we are cheering for him all the way. So yes, cheer on Trevor.
Now, speaking of Trevor, last time we were here, you and I recapped his Christmas movie from last year, Jingle Bell Princess, and I want you to know on YouTube that is up to 13,000 views right now.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy, Chad.
And it's all because of you.
Oh, please. It's not just because of me. You're so funny.
People said crickets on there. I got to watch this video.
No, please. No, I think it was just a lot of fun. I think you and I have a lot of fun when we do these. And I think that people wanted to know what all we were going to say.
And speaking of Christmas movies, we are going to continue the Christmas movie theme because today we're going to be chatting about the Great American Christmas movies that start this Friday, October 21st.
Yes.
The first movie begins on Saturday, the 22nd. And what we're going to do is preview and rank the first 9 movies.
Okay.
So the first movie is Destined at Christmas, and we're going to start there and go down to Christmas at the Drive-In is going to be the last one that we do.
Okay. Now, can
And
I ask you a question?
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
So when we rank these, are we ranking them 1 through 9, or are we just giving them a rank?
We're going to give them 0 through 5 Christmas trees.
Gotcha.
How's that?
Sounds great.
Okay. And we're gonna rate these based on the actors that are in the movies and what the storyline is.
Okay.
All right, because right now that's all we know about the movies.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna kick it off with Destined at Christmas, which stars Shay Robbins and Casey Elliott. It premieres on Saturday, October 22nd. The synopsis says Kim, played by Robbins, and Theo, played by Elliott, meet amid Black Friday shopping madness. Ooh, I like that. But there's a definite spark between them. When a power outage causes some panic at a store, the couple gets separated. With Christmas coming, there should be plenty of distractions, but neither Kim nor Theo can forget the other. Both yearn to find each other, but how? With so little information to go on. It'll take a little Christmas magic and destiny to bring them back together. Okay, so we've got Black Friday, which I really like. So, you know, Thanksgiving weekend is my favorite weekend of the whole year.
Really?
Yes. I love
And why is that?
I love Thanksgiving weekend.
Why is that? Do you have a reason or?
Because I love the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I love watching that every Thanksgiving morning. And Thanksgiving might be my favorite holiday. I'm not sure. I just love Thanksgiving. I love that weekend because it's such a relaxing weekend. You get to hang out, watch the parade, eat turkey, relax. You get to go shopping. It's just a fun weekend just to not do anything, you know. Put up Christmas decorations. You can start decorating for Christmas, you know.
Yes.
Things like that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Black Friday is a holiday, or not a holiday, but it's considered a holiday for me because I now get it off from work again. But I always want to take it off because I want to go shopping. And you're right. That weekend is it's such a relaxing time. It's, you know, you're with family, you're with friends, and you get to eat all that good food. And like,
So based on this, what do you know about this movie so far? What do you think? Is it going to be good, bad?
I think it'll be interesting because, as we all know, when you go Black Friday shopping, it is madness. I can remember one time I was Black Friday shopping and I was first in line at the store and I had to be there like at midnight the night before. So there's this huge line behind me and people were trying to cut when they opened the doors at 8. I had to wait that long. We were outside at, you know, in the dark and everything that long, but they had a TV on sale that I wanted to get. And I waited. And then at 8 o'clock, the doors opened and all these people who had just got there wanted to try and cut in the lines. And so I was so proactive. I was like, all right, everybody, because we already had our carts and everything. They gave us carts and everything that we could have in line ready to go. And I said, all right, everybody, close the ranks. I said, people are trying to, you know, cut the line. And so everybody did. We all like scrunched in together. And then we all went in together so that these other people couldn't like cut in. And I was just like, it was madness. I mean, there were people stealing things out of people's grocery carts.
Really?
Yes. It was crazy. So yeah, when I think of Black Friday shopping, there is madness, like the plot says. And I think it'll be very interesting to see how they have this process going when they're in their shopping. And I can't imagine a power outage. You know how many people would steal that everybody's
I know, power outage during Black Friday.
Right.
In the middle of a shopping.
So they'll have all their phones out with their lights trying to find their items.
Yeah. And none of the cash registers working or anything.
Oh my gosh.
So my mother made me go shopping at Target a couple years ago on on Thanksgiving night. She made me go to Target shopping. It was so jam-packed. We stood in line at the cash register, I'm not kidding, for 45 minutes. That's how long the line was.
Yeah, they're long during that time. They definitely are. So I can't imagine a power outage. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
So, what do you think? Out of 0 through 5 Christmas trees, what would you give this one?
Well, I only know Casey Elliott, and he played in Retreat to Paradise. So he's the only. I don't know her.
Oh, very good. You picked up on that.
Yes, he was the same
Very good.
actor from that,
Now-
and I really like that movie.
Now I got to give you some more information. Shay Robbins was in Identical Love, which Great American Family showed a few weeks ago.
Yes, I have not watched that.
I don't know if you saw that one. Okay. I
haven't seen it yet.
And this movie was written and directed by Brittany. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Wiscombe, and she wrote Prescription for Love, which Trevor Donovan was in.
Okay.
And she also wrote Retreat to Paradise,
Mhm.
Identical Love, An Hour Behind,
Wow.
Sense and Sensibility. She's written a ton of movies that Great American Family has been showing recently. So I don't know if that changes your mind as far as the ranking goes. But
yeah. So she was the one who wrote all those? Or
yeah.
She really?
Yeah, she wrote all those, and her brother Brian Bruff directed them all.
Wow. Okay.
But this movie, she's directing. She wrote and directed.
Wow. Okay. That might change my opinion a little bit. I'm gonna say a 3.
You're giving it 3 trees. I'm writing this down.
Yes.
3 trees. Okay. Okay.
And that's only because I don't know that much about her and him.
Right. Right. All right. Well, I like that it's Black Friday and it's occurring on Thanksgiving weekend. I love that. I love that there's a power outage. I think that's going to be fun. I love that they have to find each other.
Yes.
And that they kind of split apart and never see, and they're trying to find each other. I don't know, like through the holidays, I like that there's Christmas magic involved, and I like that there's some sort of destiny that's going to bring them back together. And I like Brittany and her other movies that she's written. So, so I'm feeling good about this movie. I'm giving it 4 trees.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a fun one.
It does sound like it's going to be a fun one, though. You're right.
Yeah. I like the story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we're moving on. Catering Christmas. Now, these people you definitely are familiar with. It stars Merritt Patterson and Daniel Lissing. Premieres on Saturday, October 29th. And the storyline is a fledgling caterer, Molly Frost, played by Merritt, is hired by Gene Harrison, the perfectionist director of the renowned Harrison Foundation, to cater this year's annual Christmas gala dinner. Things get complicated when Molly falls for Gene's nephew, Carson, played by Daniel, a photographer with no desire to take over the family's foundation, until his aunt assigns him to the task of making sure the catered dinner goes perfectly.
Wow.
So what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, I love Merritt Patterson. Obviously, she was in Jingle Bell Princess.
Oh, that's right. She was in Jingle Bell Princess with Trev Don. That's right.
She was. And
she forgot
was
about that.
In that movie. And Daniel Lissing, I love because he was in When Calls the Heart, the Mountie, one of the Mounties, and I've always liked his him being an actor, but also the characters he plays in a lot of movies. So this one I think will be very interesting. About food, of course. I love anything about food. And if he has to help her with the catering, right? So they're going to be working together.
I think they're going to be working together. Yeah. Putting on this big Christmas party. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So whenever you have food and Christmas and a couple that have to work together, there's always holiday magic also. So yeah, it's going to be magical, I'm sure. So I gave this one 4 Christmas trees because I think it's a good one. Not that the other one isn't. Again, I reiterate that.
Okay. All right, I'm going against you on this one a little bit. I'm not quite as high on this one because we've seen this storyline many times before, where 2 people are trying to organize a Christmas party.
Yeah.
And we've seen caterers in a ton of movies, trying to organize parties. So she's a caterer, he's a photographer. I don't know. I don't feel as high just because I've seen this story so many times before, but I do like both of them. I do like Merritt and I do like Daniel. So I'm giving it 3 trees just because I like the 2 of them. And I think even though I'm not crazy about the storyline, I think they'll do a good job with it. And I think that they'll make it interesting.
Yes. So the question is she going to have an accent?
Oh, she won't, but will he? Because he does have an accent.
Right. That's true. Yeah, that is true. So we'll have to wait and see.
I'm guessing that neither will.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, A Royal Christmas on Ice. We got a figure skating movie. It stars Anne-Marie Dobbins and Jonathan Stoddard. Premieres on Saturday, November 5th. The synopsis is looking to escape his royal life. So we got a royal movie. A dashing prince comes to the United States to start a business in a small town in upstate New York and winds up falling for a former Olympic ice skater, played by Anne-Marie.
Yes.
So what do you think about these royal movies? Are you a fan of these or not?
The royal movies? Oh, Chad, I'm sorry. Most women, most girls, whatever you want to say, they grew up with the idea of being Cinderella and finding their Prince Charming. So, yes, I am an absolute fan of these royal movies. I am still waiting for Trevor to be a prince or a king in a movie. So, this is the shout out to whoever wants to listen.
Cast Trevor. Huh?
So yes, I'm a big fan of the royal movies like this. I don't know these actors and actresses. I know I did kind of research her. She was actually in Footloose. So that was interesting to me, but I don't remember her being in it, but I'd have to go watch it again. And then he was in Rome in Love, I think it was, that played, but I don't know what channel that was. But yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. I want to know, did it say in there how they meet each other?
No, it doesn't say.
Yeah, so I'm curious to find out how, if he's starting a business, you said, right?
Yeah, he's starting a business.
How it's because she used to be an Olympic skater, I believe.
Right. Yep.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they're going to meet.
Yeah, we don't know what the business is. It doesn't say.
Yes. So that one was a little vague for me.
Some of these are vague. We got some other ones coming up that are vague. Yeah.
Yes, a little vague on the plot, the storyline. So I think that it's going to be a cute story. I've seen some other movies like this before with a skater. I don't know if I've ever seen one. Well, no, that one I watched too had a prince in it. So, or a princess, I think it was. But yeah, I didn't rate this one as high. I actually gave this one 2 stars.
Okay.
2 Christmas trees. And it's only because I want to know more. Like I don't feel like I got all of the juicy information. So
okay, well, I'm right there with you because I'm not a fan of these royal movies. I've seen so many. I kind of got sick of them, you know.
How can you get sick of the royal movies? Come on now, the happily ever after. Come on.
And this one, he's escaping royalty, and he's going to be hiding who he really is and not telling her like they all do. They always lie to their love interest and say they don't want them to know who they are, you know. He's starting his,
have to.
I know. Yeah, I know. He's starting his business in upstate New York. She's an Olympic figure skater. I like that because I like skating. Yeah. Now her or she, Anne-Marie Dobbins, I do know her. I'm very familiar with her because she is like the queen of Lifetime. She has done a ton of Lifetime thriller movies. In fact, the last time I saw her in, she was playing some psycho cheerleader killer.
Oh.
So yeah. So
Dad.
Speaking of cheerleading. So I am very familiar with her and I like her. So I'm giving this one 2 Christmas trees with 2 stars on top of 2 of the trees. And the 2 stars are just for her.
I like that. That's awesome.
And I have a friend over in Europe who lives in Vienna, Austria, something like that. And she's a former figure skater. So I know she's excited to know. You probably know Vicky. You probably see her online. like on Instagram. Whenever Dara does lives or something, she'll pop up from time to
Yeah, I
time.
think I have seen.
Her username is Vicky Lee, I think it says, something like that.
I think I've seen her. Yeah, I think I've seen her when you guys have been on the live.
She's a former skater, so she's all excited to see this movie.
I bet. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I told her that she needs to be a skating double in one of these movies.
Yeah.
Because she's excellent doing jumps and flips and turns and all that.
Now that was another thing I wanted to do as a kid, was to be an Olympics. I wanted to be an Olympic gymnast like Mary Lou Retton, but I always loved figure skating too. I always wanted to be able to do that. So,
well, that's very similar to gymnastics. So
it is. It's a lot harder though.
No, yeah. All right. Next, we have Love at the Christmas Contest.
Yes.
Okay. Stars two people I'm not familiar with: Samantha Cope and Ross Jurgel, I believe it's pronounced. It premieres on Sunday, November 6th. The synopsis is: for as long as she can remember, Angie's favorite part of Christmas has been the Christmas Eve tree lighting in town square. Okay, now that right there kind of, no town lights a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. So right there, I'm like, what? No.
Wait. Go back. What'd you say?
That does not happen.
On Christmas Eve?
No town lights their Christmas tree on Christmas Eve.
When do they usually light it?
At the end of November or the beginning of December.
Oh.
It's a town, the town tree lighting.
Yeah,
ceremony?
that's true. They have to have it up all a while.
Yeah, it's up the whole month of December. Yeah, it's lit.
That's true.
All right. So right there, I'm like, okay, I'm not so sure about this movie. Okay, but here we go. All right, let me start from the beginning. For as long as she can remember, Angie's favorite part of Christmas has been the Christmas Eve tree lighting in town square. But this Christmas, her first without her mom, Angie doesn't feel much like celebrating until she learns her mom had always dreamed of winning the annual tree decorating contest and seeing her tree lit up in town square. Okay. Angie realizes winning the contest and decorating the town's tree is the perfect way to honor her mom. What Angie isn't expecting is her high school sweetheart, David, and his adorable daughter, Gabby, to enter the contest as well. Okay, so we have a Christmas tree lighting ceremony on Christmas Eve for this town. Apparently, her mom owns a tree. What? That's what it says. And there's a tree decorating contest. All right, I'm a little confused by this. I don't know how you feel about this one, but
yeah, when I was looking this one up, it was interesting to me because I didn't hear the part about the lighting on Christmas Eve, but again, this is pretty common in a lot of the movies where they have a tree farm or something with trees. But I thought it was interesting that it's a contest. And I don't know if I've ever seen a movie with a tree lighting contest.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I watched another movie a while back where they did houses or something, but to actually do a tree, I did think that was interesting. And, of course I'm a softie. And my mother's not here anymore. So when I read the part about, she was dedicating it to her mother or in memory of her mother, of course, I'm going to feel a little bit better about it. So, I actually think it's going to be an interesting movie, even though the plot is a little similar to a lot of the other movies. But I gave it 3 Christmas trees.
3 Christmas trees. Okay, you know what? I just reread the summary, and now I understand what they're saying when they say her Christmas tree lit up in town square. Oh, I get it. I get it now. I was thinking she owned a Christmas tree. She doesn't own a Christmas tree. When she was alive, she wanted to enter this contest and decorate it and have her tree that she decorated lit up in town square. Now I'm starting to understand. Okay. I misunderstood it when I read it the first time. Okay, now I get it. So, yeah. You gave it 3 trees, a whole movie about decorating a Christmas tree. I'm not sure about that.
I did, and I'll tell you why. So when my mom was alive, she actually kept her Christmas tree up year round. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but she would decorate it for every single holiday. So she had.
My brother did that last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I just remembered that growing up. And so for me, it's a little bit more close to my heart. So
Uh-huh.
that's, I mean, I don't know these characters. I think she was in like Hannah Montana or something, and Gossip Girl. And then I think he was in, I don't know what he was in. High school, they were high school sweethearts, but I don't remember what movie he was in or what he's been doing with his career. But anyway, so yeah, for me, it's pretty near and dear to my heart about the Christmas tree. So that's why I gave it 3 Christmas trees.
Okay, you know what? I originally was going to give it 1, but you know what? I'll be
Did I change
generous.
your mind, Chad?
I'll be generous after I reread the summary. Yeah. All right, I'll give it 2. I'll be generous.
Okay.
I'm gonna up my vote. I gotta change this in my notes. I'm giving it 2 trees. Well, I don't know these actors. That's why I originally gave it 1. I'm like, because I'm not familiar with the actors, and the story kind of sounded a little bonkers to me. That the whole movie was going to be about decorating trees, but I'm like, yeah, all right, but yeah, I'll be generous and give it 2. Okay. Oh, okay. Here we got some big stars in this one. A Merry Christmas Wish stars Jill Wagner and Cameron Mathison.
Yes.
Premieres Saturday, November 12th. We both are very familiar with these two. A New York City advertising executive, played by Jill, returns to her hometown to sell the family farm, but instead reconnects with her childhood friend, played by Cameron, who gets involved with organizing the yearly Winter Wonderland, which takes place on the property. Okay. So let me get this straight. Let me see here. We got a New York City hotshot executive. She's returning home to her small town. What are they doing? They're organizing this Winter Wonderland, which takes place on the farm.
Yes.
And she reconnects with her childhood friend.
Yes, but I think, doesn't her uncle pass away too, and that's why she's coming back to the farm or whatever?
Yeah, it doesn't say that in this one, but yeah, she's there to sell the farm, so someone must have died. Yes. Yeah.
So I think I read somewhere it's her uncle. He's giving her a special gift.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so she's getting the farm or whatever. I love Jill Wagner. She was in Christmas in Evergreen. That was one of my favorite movies. Also, I remember her in Pearl in Paradise, I think it was, with Palua. How do you say his name?
Aloha. Yeah.
Aloha. I love that movie, and I love the storyline there. And then Cameron Mathison, I loved him in Very, Very Valentine with Danica McKellar. Another one of my very favorite movies. So I really love both of them. I think the storyline, anytime you have somebody who passes away and they do something for one of the family members, that is very near and dear to my heart too. So I actually gave this one 4 Christmas trees.
You're giving it 4 big ones. Okay. All right. I went a little bit lower than you. I went 3 trees.
Yep.
Because we've seen this storyline many times before, where a New York hotshot executive returns home to her small town, inherits some sort of property, says she's going to sell it, but then at the end of the movie decides she's going to stay and not going to sell it,
Right.
And falls for someone that she knew in her childhood, whether it be a high school sweetheart or whoever. We've seen the storyline many times before, so that's why I'm not as hot on it as you. But I given it 3 trees because I like Jill Wagner and Cameron Mathison.
Yeah, well, don't forget, Cameron Mathison was on Home and Family before too, so now he's going to be on Great American Family.
Yes, well, he did a Great American Christmas movie last year, A Kind-Hearted Christmas. He was in that with Jenny Garth, and Jill did a Great American Christmas movie last year, also A Christmas Miracle for Daisy.
Yes.
So this is their second Great American Family Christmas movie, both of them. So I think they'll bring it.
So what did you give him again?
I gave it 3 trees.
3 trees. Okay.
Just because I'm not crazy about the story,
Right. Well, you never know, though. They could probably surprise you in some of these. We might.
Yeah. I hope so. My Best Friend's Wedding. Another one with people I'm not familiar with. It stars Brianne Hill and Colton Little. Premieres on Sunday, November 13th. When a woman returns home to find her ex in a relationship, she enlists her best friend to act as her fake boyfriend for the holidays. Another synopsis that's kind of vague here. We don't know exactly a whole lot of what's going on. But what do you think about these fake relationship movies? You like those?
Well, honestly, I've always felt like with these movies, and I'm not taking away from them at all, but I always feel like if you got to have a fake boyfriend to make somebody jealous, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Or to make yourself feel better, during the holidays. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to be with somebody during the holidays. Don't get me wrong.
No,
so
go ahead. Are you telling me you wouldn't lie to me and tell me you had a boyfriend just to make me jealous?
No, Chad, I wouldn't. I would never lie. I don't have a boyfriend, okay?
Okay, so what? So you don't like these fake relationship movies? You're not so hot on them.
I like them. I mean, I've watched a few over the years, and
there's been a ton of them. There's been a ton of them.
Yes, there's been a ton of them. But I just, and of course, in the movies, you got to have a plot. You got to have some other characters coming in. So I understand why they do it. Yeah. But I just feel like sometimes if you have to do that, I think if nothing else, don't lie. Just say, oh, I met this person the other day and I invited him over, just to hang out with us, and who knows what could blossom from that, Mm-hmm. So I think being more like spontaneous would be a better way to kind of put one of these scenarios into play. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it is a little vague. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we all know that, if somebody's having a fake boyfriend or a fake girlfriend to come with them to the holidays, it's because their family is not accepting of them being single.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you ever tried to make an ex jealous?
No.
Nah, I know. What's the point? If they're an ex, it's over. Why would you want to make them jealous?
Well, I mean,
I guess if you're still like, I guess if they broke up with you and you're still hung up on them, I guess you would. Yeah.
Right. I don't think that making somebody jealous is going to make them have a good impression of you, even if you're not together anymore. I think that being, somebody who accepts what happened or accepts, that, hey, we're not together anymore or whatever. Yeah, it's hard. Don't get me wrong. There'd be a lot of emotion behind it. But at the same time, I don't think, and don't get me wrong, I'm a Scorpio and Scorpios tend to be jealous. They do. But I don't agree with that because I feel like if I'm being myself and I'm being true, not only to what we had in the relationship, I don't need to do that. You know what I mean? I'm pretty upfront, honest about my emotions and my feelings when it comes to relationships like that. So no, I've never done that.
All right. So what do you rate this movie? What do you give it?
I'm going to give it 3 Christmas trees.
3,
and it's only because I don't know that much about them. I think I wrote down, she was in Criminal Minds and San Andreas, the San Andreas movie, I believe. And then, he was on, I think, some of the soap operas or one of them, whoever the other. Yeah, Colin, I think it was. So yeah, I don't know them that well. Mm-hmm. It says, let me see here. Colton. I'm sorry, Colton. Yeah, I don't know that much. So it's 3. Yeah. I'm doing Christmas trees.
Well, I'm right with you. I don't know them at all, but I'm right with you with 3 trees because I actually like these fake relationship movies. Even though they're lying, I think they're kind of fun. So I'm giving it 3 trees for that story. I'd give it more if I knew these actors. I'd probably give it 4 trees if I knew the actors, but I don't know the actors. So that's why I'm sticking with 3.
Yes. Not to do like a sidebar, but there was a movie back in the day. And I can't remember, it had the guy from Saved by the Bell and then the blonde from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean. And, Melissa Joan Hart, and
yes.
What's that guy's name? Maria Lopez, is that his name?
Yes.
Mario Lopez,
yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Mario, yeah.
I love that movie. That was one of my favorite movies, even though it was so wrong.
Was that
So wrong.
Handcuffs and Holiday, or Holidays and Handcuffs or something
Yes,
like that? Was that the
yes,
movie?
yes, yes.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Holiday in Handcuffs, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great movie. Sorry, I just had to mention that because that reminds me kind of like this in a way.
I saw a movie that was that had that same title, but it was a totally different kind of movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Chad.
On that note,
get off the line, Chad.
All right, Christmas at Pine Valley. This stars Katrina Cole and Andrew, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Andrew Bernat,
or Bernay, maybe
something like that. It premieres Saturday, November 19th.
Day after my birthday. Whoop, whoop.
Wait, your birthday's the 18th?
Of November, yeah.
Wait, I got to write that down. 18th, cricket birthday. I'm writing it down. Okay, got it. Really, the 18th?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What do you have plans? Any plans right now?
No.
No plans yet?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying my age, so don't ask.
No, I'm not. I never ask, believe me. Never ask a woman their age. No,
exactly.
No. I know enough. I'm not very bright, but I know enough not to do that.
Oh, don't sell yourself.
So Natalie, it says here, is the owner of a successful farm. Sorry, wait a minute. Let me start over. Natalie is the owner of a successful farm and home goods store that garners the attention of a major magazine. The magazine sends a reporter named Josh to profile Natalie's company, thinking it's a family-run business. Little does he know that Natalie's business is run by her with the help of longtime family friends. Knowing how much the article will help her struggling farm, all right, Natalie must convince Josh that her family in quotes, and her Christmas traditions are all real. Now, wait a minute. Did she own a farm and home goods store, or does she own a farm? That's what I'm confused about.
I think, isn't she the one that has this? Is she the one that makes the soap?
Soap? What soap?
Yeah, it's a homemade soap company.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, she owns the homemade soap company. And then her friend or family friend, Mary, I think, is the one who owns the Christmas tree farm.
Oh, okay. You have a better summary than I do. Okay.
Yeah. So she's trying to, when that reporter comes, I think, she's trying to include all of those family friends and convince them that they're all family so that she can help Mary.
I got you. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I was confused when I read. See, I got this summary out of Us Weekly magazine.
Yes, I went to a different one. That one confused me.
Yeah, this one confused me. Yeah. Okay. Now I get. Okay. Because it says she owns a farm and home goods store, and then later it says she owns a farm. I'm like, what does she own? A store or a farm? I don't.
Yes, I believe she's the one, she makes the soap in the store, and then Mary is the one who has the Christmas tree farm, I believe.
Okay. All right. So we got that. You straightened that out. We have a reporter and we've got this group of friends, I guess, pretending that this is a family-run business. I guess that's what's going on. Yeah.
So she's trying to spring, I think, to make people aware of this farm because I think it's struggling. So she wants to help.
Right. She wants a good write-up in this magazine.
Yes.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on this?
Well, honestly, I am curious to see the soap that she's making because back in the day, I used to make soap.
Oh, you used to make soap?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I was a craft instructor for a while, and I for like a couple years, I worked for the Armed Services YMCA part-time. I had a full-time job medical, but then I also did this part-time with the Armed Services YMCA in the States, and then that was where I worked over in the Navy as well in Okinawa. But yeah, I used to make all kinds of crafts. I did candles, I did soap. I sewed things. Like I've done a lot of different crafting. But the soap was really cool because, you know, once you make this soap, you can add in all these different things and package it up and give it away as gifts. So I'm curious to see what the soap shop looks like. So for me, that kind of, you know, tweaked my interest a little bit. And then, you know, to have this reporter come and do this write-up. Again, I don't think I know these stars.
No, I don't know these two at all. No.
So I didn't want to be too low, but at the same time, because I don't know who they are and I don't know how well their chemistry will be, I gave it 3 Christmas trees.
3 trees. Although they are very attractive. Look at that poster there.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I mean, he looks like a major hunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. She was in Blacklist.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, she was in Blacklist, and then he was in. What was I right there? I don't know what that says. Oh, Bold and Beautiful. He was in a soap opera, I think.
Bold and Beautiful. Okay. You know, funny you should mention soap because I've always wanted to make my own soap.
Really?
And I've watched YouTube videos to see how I could do it.
Yeah, it's
the reason I wanted to do it is because if you look at like the ingredients on soap, there's a ton of chemicals in there.
Yes.
That I'm sure aren't good for your body, you know.
Right. They dry it out. They dry your skin out.
And getting absorbed into your bloodstream. I'm sure all, you know.
Right.
Just like all the chemicals and all the junk food that we eat is not good for you. Definitely not good for your body. So I'm sure the chemicals. So I've always wanted to make soap and make my homemade deodorant, make deodorant that wasn't loaded with chemicals too.
Right.
Because I think some of the chemicals that are in deodorant, I think causes cancer. Especially breast cancer, because you're putting it right under your armpit, and your breasts are located right near your armpit.
Right.
So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I've always thought. So I've always wanted to make soap and deodorant. So I got to talk to you to figure out how I can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not hard at all. It's actually quite fun.
Oh, okay.
Hey, maybe we can have a booth at Rama Drama.
so booth. And speaking of DIYs, you said you like to do DIYs. Yes. I had a chat with Maria Provenzano the other day, which is you can check out. She was the DIY expert from Home and Family.
That's awesome.
She's got her show now on the Great American Community app. So you can. I chatted with her the other day if you want to check that out.
Yeah, I did watch part of it, but I was at work. Shh, don't tell anybody I was on.
It's a long one.
Yes.
So you gave this one, would you say 3 trees?
3 Christmas trees, yep.
So initially I was going to give this one 1 tree because I was confused by the summary and because I'm not familiar with these actors. But you know what? Now that you straightened it up a little bit and told me a little bit about, kind of cleared it up a little bit. I'm going to up it to 2 trees.
Okay.
2 trees. I gotta remember which one. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll go 2 on this one.
All right.
Oh, now what do we got? We got a couple more here. Okay, my favorite Christmas tree stars Emma Johnson, and is it Giles Patton? I believe is the way you pronounce his first name. I don't think it's Giles. I think it's Giles.
I think it is Giles.
Yeah. It premieres Sunday, November 20th, and the story goes Kyla, played by Emma, is a skilled genealogy researcher who's made a thriving business of putting together family trees. When she comes across new information regarding her mother's mysterious extended family, Kyla and her sister travel to the charming town of Conifer, hoping to piece together their ancestry. The search leads Kyla to a generations-old Christmas tree farm. Oh, we got another Christmas tree farm here. Its stubborn, handsome owner and potentially love. So we have a genealogy researcher, we have a Christmas tree farm, and we have Giles. And we're familiar with Giles, right? You know him, right?
Yes, it was always you.
Yeah, that's right. He was in that movie. He's been in a lot of these movies. Yeah.
Yes, and she actually, I believe, was in When Calls the Heart as well at one point.
Oh, was she? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's where I saw her before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I am excited about this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited because I've always wanted to do genealogy and trace back my family heritage. Mm-hmm. Because my family is from Norway. And I actually, my grandfather actually had a diary that he had been given from his father. And they actually wrote all these things in it from when they traveled on the boat over here. And so it's
Oh,
with one of our family members right now with my uncle.
yeah.
And I'm wanting to explore it more and find out more of my heritage. So I'm excited about this movie. I think that it's a cute plot. I love the town of Conifer, being a tree name. I think that's
Oh, that's right. I didn't pick up on that. Yeah.
and the fact that she's going there to try to figure out her own heritage, and then happens to fall in love with, I don't know, with this handsome man who is on a tree farm. So I actually gave this 5 stars. Christmas trees. I keep saying stars. Sorry, Christmas trees.
Oh wow, you went big.
Yes, because I'm excited for this one.
You gave it 5. Okay.
Yes, I'm excited because and it's funny, but a lot of people don't realize this, but when you do genealogy, there's a lot of different things that you can find out. And I don't know if you ever watched a show on, I don't know what channel it was on, but it was about this genealogist who started doing it just for fun. But then she actually started working with the FBI and the local police departments to help solve cases.
Oh, okay.
And it's amazing how they can trace back, your DNA or whatever, and do these, genealogy charts. So that's why I gave it the 5 Christmas trees, because I'm very interested in those kind of things.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right. I originally was thinking 3 trees on this one, but I'm upping it. I'm going to go 3.5 trees.
Oh, 3.5, huh?
3.5.
I love it. So what makes you go half?
Well, I like movies that have Christmas tree farms in them because I like Christmas tree farms.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, this should be interesting where she's trying to find her ancestry, the history of her family. Mm-hmm. Those movies are always fun. It's always fun to do research on your family and find out who you are and where you came from.
Yes.
But I'm not familiar with her. That's why I kind of dropped it down a notch because I don't know who she is. But yes. I'm giving it, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it 3.5 trees with a star on top of one of the trees for Giles, because I'm familiar with Giles, and I know that he will do a good job.
Absolutely. So yeah. I have to ask you, Chad, in your family heritage, do you have anybody that you're related to that is famous?
I don't know anything about my family history, to be honest with you.
Well, supposedly in my family, we are related to Amelia Earhart.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So I don't know if there's truth to it, but I've been told by a lot of my family members that we are.
Well, you better not get on a plane.
Yeah, right? I know. Right? That's why I have such fear, I think.
That's why you're afraid of flying.
Yeah.
Really? That's neat.
Yeah.
That's cool. What nationalities are you?
So my mom's side was Norwegian, and my dad's side was German and Scottish. Or no, Irish and Scottish, I believe.
Say that again. German, Scottish? What'd you say?
Yeah, I think there's some German, Scottish, and Irish.
And Irish. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
German, Scottish. Oh yeah, Irish. Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'm a mixture of 4 things. French, obviously. French, Polish, German, and English.
Okay. Yeah, so there is some English also on our family tree.
So yeah, my grandparents were from all over.
Yes.
All right. We're ending it off, bringing up the rear. We got the big guns here.
Yep.
Christmas at the Drive-In with Danica McKellar, a.k.a. Winnie Cooper, and Neil Because I Bled So. It premieres Friday, November 25th, and it goes a little something like this. A property lawyer, played by Danica, works to prove that her town's drive-in theater, a local institution, is not closed down at the holidays. Finding romance with the very person who is trying to sell the property, childhood sweetheart Holden, played of course by Neil. So we have a lawyer. She's trying to save this drive-in. Mm-hmm. The owner wants to sell it. And they're childhood sweethearts.
Yes. And I did
What
write
do you
some
think?
notes.
What? Oh, you
Um,
write some notes. Go ahead.
So first of all, I love these two in the Winter Palace. And
Yes,
I
they were.
thought it was
Yeah.
a great movie. I love their character lines in there.
Mhm.
And I have to say too, when I first saw this and I was looking it up, I thought about Rama Drama. I'm not gonna lie. But Neil is just such a funny guy, but he's also really good in these movies. And so
Mhm.
I was excited to see these two back
Mhm.
in a movie.
Mhm.
And then, the title being Christmas at the Drive-In. I don't know about you, but did you ever go to a drive-in as a kid?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. I had one in my little local town. And that's where I first saw Dirty Dancing, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. And we used to sneak in through the fence, or we would hide in somebody's trunk, So I was very excited about this because of obviously the actor and actresses, but also, the fact that it's about a drive-in. So
Mhm.
I think it's going to be, and I think he plays the son, right? Does he plays the son of the owner of the drive-in?
It could be. It could be. It could be something that he inherited and now he wants to sell it. It could be.
Yes, and then also, she's trying to preserve the land, I think, right? And then she was recently engaged, but she's not anymore, I guess, too. Also,
Oh, you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think she's trying to save the drive-in, I think is what she's trying to
Yeah.
do.
So it says she loses a big case because she's a lawyer, whatever, and she's no longer engaged, and she tries to preserve the drive-in as a landmark, and the late owners the late owners something, but he was also her childhood sweetheart.
Yeah, she was her childhood sweetheart. Yeah.
Yes. So I think this one is going to be amazing. I'm excited for this one too.
Yeah.
And yeah, I gave it also 5 Christmas trees.
Okay. Let me write that. Yes. Well, I am right there with you. I'm giving it 5 Christmas trees with a star on top of each tree.
Well, I will give it some tinsel to wrap around the tree.
You'll give it some tinsel. Yes. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing these two together. This will be their second Christmas movie that they've done together, because they did that name, Coming Home for Christmas, I think was the name of it, or something like that they did. She played, I forget the name of it. I think that was the name of it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you never saw that one?
I don't think I saw that one.
I think that was the first of these types of movies that I ever saw Neil in.
Oh,
and
okay.
And when I saw him, it said Neil Bledsoe. I got to tell you this story. It said Neil Bledsoe was the actor. And I thought that he was the former NFL quarterback. And I thought, oh, great, we got this NFL quarterback who's trying to be an actor. That's what I thought. I'm like, okay, yeah, Bledsoe. Yeah, right, okay. So that's what I thought. And I thought that for 2 years. And then I saw him in other stuff. And I was still thought he was the NFL. And then after 2 years, finally dawned on me that he wasn't the NFL guy. The NFL guy was named Drew Bledsoe. And so when I met Neil at Christmas Con, I told him that story. And so he autographed our picture. I had a photo taken with him. He autographed our picture, Drew Bledsoe.
I love it. Hey, and I have to admit to you and be honest, I thought the same thing. I did. I really thought he was or I knew it wasn't the football player, but I thought that the actor's name was Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, so did I.
Yes. And so for the longest time, I thought it, but then I was like, wait a minute, who's Neil?
I thought he was the quarterback. Yeah. So yeah, he signed our picture. He wrote like, Chad, awesome. Thanks for all the support, Drew Bledsoe, or something like that.
Yeah, you need to take that picture and find Drew Bledsoe and have him.
Oh, and he drew a football on the picture too.
Oh my God, that's great. That is awesome. That is awesome. 5 Christmas trees. Yeah. This one I think is going to be one of my favorites to watch.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm excited. I know there's some more, and you're going to be doing those later.
So that was the first 9. And then I'm going to have Dara from Dear Hallmark on. to
Yes.
do the last 9 with me because there's 18 of these movies. It's too long, too many to do in one episode.
Yes.
But I was going to ask you if you'd be interested in coming back on in maybe December or January after we watch all these.
Oh yeah.
And re-ranking them and then
Yes.
comparing our pre-viewing ranking to our post-viewing ranking and see
Yes.
if the ones we thought were going to be disappointments were good or the ones we thought were good were going to be disappointments.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that. Just remember, you wrote them all down. I didn't. So
yeah, I wrote all yours down and I have all mine down.
Awesome. What does your hat say?
Christmas Town.
Christmas Town. Okay, sorry, I don't have my glasses on.
I got it at Busch Gardens.
Yeah, so here's my
3 years
shirt.
ago. Yeah, show your shirt.
Santa define good.
Santa define good. And then mine, I've got a Santa on mine.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Wait, one sleeve says nice and the other sleeve says naughty.
Oh, that's awesome. I like it. I like it.
We should have done that at the beginning.
Yeah, we should have. I know, right? That is so fun. I love it.
Well, it's always fun to talk with you, Cricket. Tell people where they can find your podcast.
Yes, you can find it on Twitter, Instagram, Dishing with the DonoFans. And I do have an email too, so any suggestions you have or anything you think I should discuss as well, it's dishingwiththedonofans@gmail.com. As always,
Great.
Chad, thank you
What's
so
that?
much for having me. I said it always. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. And thank you, chatters, for being here. And until next time, you keep the faith, keep smiling, keep your friends close, and keep your great American family closer.
Absolutely.